Hello. I got to fix my crooked glasses, y'all. Better bear with me till I can get them lined up. I'm afraid to touch them, they might pop and I'll be stuck like my other pair in there. But wow, this day is getting more and more. So I'm out in the hallway and I'm a little laptop, a little drink out here. Soda. Should have got me some water, but soda, only soda would do. So I talked to Mark Washington with the mayor's office, the company called Age Strong, and it's to protect the elderly and also give them resources where if you're at my age and your retirement, so you have to treat elderly differently. So they got programs and special things for elderly. Massachusetts is normally good with stuff like that. But this man, I was going to go to the mayor's office tomorrow after I left court. I met with him one time. He met with me and my son. The mayor's assistant took him down and said, I need you to help her. So I talked about this. So he's got Greater Boston Legal Services, like that, on court with me tomorrow. And he, like that, also showing up. And the protection agency said, you can mention that you're under us now. And I said, okay. Now, what I need now, see, this place is under a court order. I talked about this. They're supposed to let me have access to the information in my folder. That's the law. So while Monique, she works across the street, but no, Monique works here. Kadisha works across the street. And I just left Monique's office because I Mark Washington and he said, I need to get that in writing. He said, you need to send them an email asking them why they have not given you access to your folder and it's under court order. So I had my son email it and then asked them to email me back with this response. So he said, don't go in the office. He said, just email everything. That way, nobody can't say they didn't say this or what they said. So, and also the protection agency is going to get me an advocate, someone that's going to be there and hear the conversation with herself because they proved it to her. I said, now you see where I'm going. Because she asked them for these lawyer letters that I got. And downstairs, she said she sent them to her. She said she only wanted 5 recent ones. I said, oh, okay. But she, pat. So since the community builders in here, I haven't received any thing from Turk, that lawyer's office. Because the community builder said, give us a chance to treat you like a human being. Until I reported them. Now here's the real Peabody properties coming back because they share the same lawyers. To me, that's a conflict of interest. Because if you're harassing me, and you told me that I didn't have to worry about them harassing me anymore, and I proved to y'all how they demonstrate that they're keeping their threat alive with me. You open your mouth, you can contact the city of Boston or third party. But if you do, this is what we're going to do to you. We're going to lie and say you said this, and then we're going to take you to court and prosecute you. And when we do, it's going to be harsh. Is that not a threat or is that not a threat? And the police wouldn't let me file a police report on it. Damn, that happens all the time. That's not illegal. The lawyers board in Massachusetts, I said, this is slanderous. They said that they could do it. Is this a crime city? Is this Gotham? Where's the Batman? Y'all gotta excuse me. I gotta find something to laugh at. So while I was out here in the hall, and I'm talking to Mark Washington, and I'm telling them because I showed the video of the exterminator. Y'all gotta catch that. He never got the instructions that he's supposed to come every other Wednesday. Never got the instructions. And he was told to report here between 10 and 11. So that's why he got here at 10:45. Not so, I mean, he's running late, traffic, anything. I'm easy, you know. But when you point fingers at me, you're going to take me to, you say I'm going to court for violating the court order. Listen to the violation. I'm the one who took them to court, so why would I be going to court for a court violation? It's my case. And the judge ordered that you all are going to do this. So getting back to that extermination thing, they called me yesterday, property management. Khadijah, do you still need us to come in there and unpack your kitchen and pack it up? I said, yeah, but when you do come, I'm going to record everything. Didn't the lawyer say you're not supposed to record? But they didn't say I couldn't record in my own home. I already know that, and you got to get people permission. But I'm in my legal rights if it's in my apartment. This is my apartment. That's why I kicked her ass up out of here, told her to leave my goddamn door. This is another example of how they walked in your apartment, not even knocking, and just opened up the door. She better be lucky. That's breaking an entrance. They're already in the cops are not doing that because the other manager was here, kept telling them, go get the exterminator, bring him out, bring him out. We tried to do that today. They're going to knock on my door, talking about he has to go other places, he has to work. I said, I have a right to talk to this man and find out what's in my apartment and if they're alive, because they don't tell me anything. They told me there was no green beetles in this man. I got it on the recording. So when I came out in the hallway, I went to Khadijah and I said, look, this is some of the evidence that I need. I said, there's a judge's order that I'm supposed to get in my folder. Why aren't you all letting me in my folder? I said, I've been trying to get in there for 3 years, 3 to 4 years. I said, Greater Boston Legal Service brought it up in court. Your Honor, they're not even giving her access to her folder. And the judge told them to let me have access to my folder, but the judge should not have had to tell them that. That's my legal right. So I said, why are they not letting me in my folder? Khadijah said, because the lawyers said not to let me in my folders. If you got nothing to hide, you got nothing to hide. So they're breaking the law. These are lawless people. That's why I put this out here. Massachusetts protects them, violating your rights, because this is a sanctuary city. They love you and hate you. Bring them in here. Let's give our taxpayer dollars these people are working for, and let's give them $10,000 a month for comfort so they can live. And let's give them these. The man said on the video, that's $100,000 a year. $100 and something thousand a year they're getting. And he said, and we got homeless out in the street. That's where that $483 million went that's supposed to help the homeless and everything. Because the governor, she be advertising in the suburb, you can get free windows. Now, if the budget is in a crisis and election time is coming up, she's trying to stir people. But I'm here to break her down, because she let them break me down. So I'm coming up. But she's going to have to deal with what she dealt with. She does not need to be another governor of Massachusetts. She's, and I'm going to say it, I don't think she likes Black people. Why, if you're Attorney General, you blocking us from filing a civil rights violation cases? Isn't that constitutional rights? And why these police officers that are killing people, there's no more investigation like that state trooper they killed. Going through training. They beat that kid to death. And they told this Haitian guy, you're never going to be a state policeman. You need to go back to Haiti. And they won't even let reporters and anything in there to investigate, because Governor Haley has asked them, to put a freeze on public records for police misconduct. So you can't go get a lawyer and present your case. And now since Trump did what he did, don't they know they're just not hurting us? White people go through this too. Really? We're gonna win in the end. That's all that matters. I can go through this storm. I can go through this storm. I got God with me. God has kept me going through all of this. And it's given me the strength to bear all of this. Because I should have been pulling my hair up and I don't know. But the fact that now that I'm going through this again, and because I made up such a storm the first time, all eyes are on me and all ears are open. I told the mayor's office, the 311, check my email, check my YouTube video today. And I got on Mark Washington too. Talking about it must have been a miscommunication. Miscommunication shit. You could call me all yesterday and I'm calling you today. And he said, Miss McLeod, you're still going to have evidence of all of this. You know what? If you had picked up your phone, Mr. Washington, and did what the mayor's assistant told you to do, and have people go through this information with me, because it broke me down going through all of the stuff they did that's inhuman and abusive. And I got to sit there and look at it in black and white again. But it can't break me down anymore because that's in the past. But what it has done to me, my mother said, it's okay to be the food. Everybody gets food. But you learn from it. See, I've learned from what you all have done. And that's why I'm on your ass like white on rice. I need my brothers and sisters out here to stand in the wake. Because it's not just happening to me, it's happening to brown-skinned people, and it's happening to white people, and it's also happening to the homeless. You are considered undesirable. So they put money over human life. They put money over civil rights. They put money over constitutional rights. And as far as a black woman, I'm below all of it. I'm below all of it. It's a feeling that I can't feel now, but I felt it back then to feel worse and like you're not even valued more than a dog. Because like I put in my video, if a dog is out there shivering and got no water and food, 911, I'm going to report this to the Humane Society. They come rescue the dog. And they go after those homeowners for abuse. Not if you're a black female. This is why I'm blaming the mayor, Michelle Wu. And this is why I'm, especially the governor. Especially the governor. Michelle Wu had to appear in Washington about these raises that everybody was getting. How the hell this man getting a $250,000 raise and he's been fired? Severance pay. I couldn't think of the word earlier. They gave him $250,000 severance pay. And he lost his job. So they're rewarding him for being a bad person, but Massachusetts is protecting crooks and crooked cops. Because your life isn't valuable enough for them, because them 70% of income they're getting from Massachusetts, these people that are doing all of this racism, they're getting money. Maybe they want us all moved out so they can have places for the illegal immigrants to go. Because they're supposed to be using that money to build up houses, to put homeless in there, women with children, elderly. And they're giving Massachusetts' economy is falling down, and they're giving them $10,000 a month. and you're legal and they don't care no more about the homeless in this town than anybody. And I found that, and I just posted that, I think, a couple of days ago. And it's the governor's face on there. If y'all find that post, it's disgusting what he says. Michelle Wu is not that bad. I know too much about her. I see her and hear her out there trying. She's trying a little bit because she's the first minority mayor ever elected in Massachusetts. They didn't go with a black man, never. They didn't go with a black woman, never. They wouldn't go with a white woman, never. Like I say, we don't even get elected senators here. Maybe one Latino, maybe one black, and all the rest of them are all white. And then when you ask for help for something like this, we can't get involved. What the fuck are you in that office for? If you can't protect people's civil rights and think Elizabeth Warren, Kennedy, and all of the other ones I called to help, I'm an American citizen. Why are you in an office getting that kind of hundreds of thousands of dollars, or y'all might be getting more, and you can't do shit? The only time you hear from you is when you're getting ready to get out of here and start electing. And I'm ashamed of Elizabeth Warren trying to be part Indian. No goddamn well, she ain't got no goddamn Indian in her. The lies. I'm glad they told whipping her ass during the election. Trump got a whip on her. You're Indian? Pocahontas? Yeah, she got a little bit of Indian in there through rape of us. That's nothing she should go bragging on about. Because if any of them got us in them, it was probably because of rape. Because I don't see no weddings or anything announcing Indians and indigenous people marrying these motherfuckers back in the day. They think we're stupid. Why they want to claim to be indigenous people, I have no idea. But I tell you, what they're finding in that river is going to rip their behinds apart. Because the hatred, see, I'm going off thing here, and I compared Trump with the Antichrist. Because I posted a video, what is the Antichrist job? That's why this kid said, do God ever talk to you? I said, yeah. I don't know if y'all caught that video. I'm trying to think of this young man's name. I wish I had it researched it first. But he said, how do you know God talks to you? I said, because he talks to me through other people. And sometimes when I'm alone and I'm talking, meditating with him, and if I got a question, I ask him. And almost immediately, he flashes the answer to me. I'm not getting this kind of success on my own. You understand that? And I'm not staying on top of this on my own and my free will. There is a power behind this that's greater. And it's God that's shielding me and filling me in of what I need to bring to you. So I'm going to be under the attack of the devil. But let me tell you something about Trump. Y'all remember COVID, or the virus? He's a mass murderer. Nobody's looking at that. He's as bad as Hitler was. Nobody's looking at that. He said, you ain't got to wear no mask. He wouldn't even tell people that the virus was here. And then with the antidote, how many of you lost loved ones? And you're forgiving them like that. The man is a crook, you forgive him like that. The man is a rapist, you forgive him like that. The man is a molester and probably molested, and I can't say it, I'm just putting it out there. Anybody got free speech may have did something to that Spanish girl over in Russia. because I heard he was in love with his maid or somebody. I think Trump might have had a thing for Latino women. And I guess maybe she rejected him and he started really dragging out on her. That's another thing he did. Okay. Now he's promoting all of this hatred and he's filling y'all in with this segregation thing. That's another thing that he's doing. Now he's tearing down America bit by bit, going after all of these countries. That's in Revelation 2 until the economy is going to crash. It's going to crash, people. It's in Revelations. And this man is working his way into doing it. Now, I'm going to tell you the devil's job, and y'all compare it. The devil's job is to steal, destroy, and take souls. How many people that were saved and that were not racist, I mean, not racist, but not righteous people? See, if you believe in him and you're a Gentile, you're in God's good grace. I found that out in the book of Enoch, verified it. See, that's how God talks to me. Because I heard on one TikTok channel, this white guy, he was so afraid that, he said, so you mean the Gentiles don't have a chance? And they were saying, no, look at the scripture, it says this, that. But I want to put that man at ease. You have a good place to go. The only people that don't are the wicked. See, if you accepted God's ways and you're a Gentile and you are against all of this wicked stuff, you will be blessed. For those that don't, you're going to be in pain forever and ever. And that you will suffer forever and ever and ever and ever and ever. Get the idea? And some of you are going to wish you'd never been born at all. Get the idea? So what can you do to hurt me? You need to get where I'm going to go. And God says, don't even plead your case like the angels tried to do. He said, you should have been pleading for the humans you defiled, but you want to plead your case. God said, he don't want to hear it. He don't want to listen to it. There is no forgiveness. And it also said that the righteousness would be able to see Yeshua, Jesus, judge the wicked. All you slave owners, bye-bye. All you ancestors of slave owners, bye-bye. Says your kids are going to pay for your sins. He's going to not show them any grace, neither your offspring, because you're born out of wickedness. And all that hatred you got in there, look at what you're hating. Yeshua is black. So why don't you die and call him a nigger? What you going to say when you see him? Oh my God, he's black. I can't stand them niggas. This motherfucker had to be a nigga. God damn. I can say that word. But you better not. Okay. We are melatonin people. Anybody that's got melatonin in them came from black. They experimented on you all and we created the white race. Y'all remember back in the day? I know the younger generation, they gonna remember this, but I grew up in a time where they had angel food cake, devil food cake. White cat cross the path, you got good luck. Black cat cross the path, ooh, that's bad luck. Everything white is right. You're white, you're right. You're black, you step back. Y'all remember those? That was part of the slavery in you to get you to think you're not worth anything and you're always second place. But the world is finding out. If you're black, you step up. And if you're white, you get white. I don't feel no remorse. I don't feel no remorse. I'll be right there. My righteous house. God loves you too. So I love you too. Okay. When I speak, I'm speaking on harshness, and don't include yourself in this. If you have, I'm sorry. Because if God loves you, I ain't better than God. God said, love your enemies. So whatever you practice, but I can forgive. But as long as I got white friends on the GTI play, them are like my family. And hell, if they came at us or came in the party talking negative shit, them boys were ready to beat their ass. We would go after them and all that. They didn't tolerate racism. For 5 years and going through this. I don't want to tell their names, but one of them lives here in Boston. Hi, Paul. And I'm going to say the real name. And Troy and his wife. Well, Troy's black, but he's mixed, but his wife, she's my girl. Damn, why is her name escaping me for some reason? I don't know. But I would never give their game of tags because I wouldn't want people getting in there harassing. Oh, and Jay, I can't forget you, General. Don't say anything else. There's thousands of generals on there, but miss you guys. Miss you guys. These are the righteous people. There isn't racism in them. Okay. Just like Eminem. He's a brother because he's righteous. He fights for what they're doing to us. They make music. He's making stands and he's calling them out. Those are the ones that are being blessed. God got a place for you. God got a place for you and your children. Those of you in today, and he's coming. He's right away. He's coming right away. You got no defense. If you don't repent, in the streets, y'all turn and say, stop doing this to his people. God don't want it, and we don't want it because we love God. Because if you ain't of God, you're of the devil. Now let's get back to Trump. What has Trump did and is doing? He's stealing souls. He's a liar. He's a destroyer, and he don't give a damn about you white people at all. He's doing the devil's work. See, the devil tries to collect as many souls as he can. And by you being condemned, your children are going to suffer the same fate as you. And if you don't want to change your attitude, at least try to do something for your kids. But according to the book of Enoch, Google it. What's going to happen? It's going to tell you where everybody's going. It's going to tell you what you're going to go through. But you wicked people that's promoting hatred, why aren't y'all, and I said this before, why aren't y'all in the street protesting for us? But y'all want us to get out there and protest for you. I told y'all about this martial law. Now everybody's talking it. That's why I told everybody to stay at home. And I had to fight with God this. I said, because a lot of things that I say, people, a year or two ago, people are now talking about it now. I said a thing about McDonald's. I heard about in New York that you have to have an ID. 20 kids are smashing shit and just robbing. And I said, you parents, you need to get down there and claim your kids, beat their ass and bring them home. That's wickedness that you're doing this. My mother was the type of woman, no, I want to hear nothing out in the street that you do it. I got to uphold, she was a successful businesswoman. Very successful. Gave hair shows in the early 70s. Where? At the Blue Hill Country Club. She rented the motherfuckers, had people from New York and all that doing hair shows. I was a before and after girl in the window. Mama always wore collapse. Had a limited edition. Her curtains in her house was made from Jordan Marsh. I mean, my mother's house was like a showroom. We wasn't even permitted to sit in the living room until it was the holidays. But that was part of her thing because she was the highest paid hairdresser in Massachusetts. She introduced hair weaving into Boston. Her motive was, if you can't grow it, sew it. But black women, y'all, I seen a movie, something about roses, and it was about all these black cowboy girls. And this girl got fluffy hair. Now, you see how it had to be a black man that did this movie, because what the white cowboy said to the black woman, he said, ooh, I love to run my hand through that fake curly hair you got. Y'all know black women didn't wear no curly hair wigs in the 1800s. And if black man had said that, then we would have some beef with him. You know, black men always complaining about they feeling their head up there and there's something up there that ain't theirs. You know, where you're natural. Well, if you go to the Bible, I think it's in Deuteronomy, I'm not sure, but it talks about what we would go through. Always with chains on our neck, shackles and all of that hung, and that we will be focused out to the corners of the earth. And it said, black women's hair won't grow. You'll lose your hair because you won't fall in line. So don't feel bad. If you bought it, it's yours. You paid for it. Did you do what you want to do? You are supposed to adorn yourself with the rings, with the ankle bracelets and all of that. But they got some things that said that's not what the attire, but it was for the Hebrews. See, the angels brought sin into the world. They even showed women how to wear makeup, eyeliner, and all that shit. Everybody thinks Adam and Eve brought sin into the world. You better read that book of Enoch. It was the angels who fornicated. They fell for the woman of man. You know, they saw them up there doing that thing. I always like to put myself in somebody else's shoes. I said, I'm wondering if they were spying on them. They said, damn, they're enjoying that shit. Let's get wise and bear children. The angels were jealous of the humans. They had specific jobs. They taught us astronomy. They taught us how to build. They taught us how to do. Angels assigned different tasks. Beautiful thing. Beautiful thing. But they turned. See, they had access to go and come from heaven. Those that made it with the women cannot. That's why God did the flood. It is amazing. Right. To experience the knowledge of all of this coming out and being revealed. It's like, damn. It's like being on a non-drug and you're high, you know? Like, wow, this is amazing. And what they're finding in the river. Jesus said, this is the time I'm coming back. Bye-bye, wicked people. You think I'm worried about how you feel about me? You better worry about what your ass is going to be in for your hatred in your heart. See? If you hate any man, you hate God. So you either one or the other. And y'all answer the question. Is Trump God-like what he's doing? And if you're following that, Trump, I already know where Trump is going. But think of Satan. They said there'd be two of them that'd be identical. what one coming from the other. And they said the first one will actually have bruise on top of it. I'm just fishing this out. I don't have any proof of this. Don't he have something that flap in the wind? Wind catches it, look like it might be a bruise, but it's not. And then the fact that Jesus is so close, this man got elected the second time. And they said he's identical to the first, but he's going to act like he got all the answers to everybody's problem. Who's doing that now? Y'all better think. It's a possibility. That's why I stay broad-minded. That's why we want to be open-minded and things. Say, yeah, I don't believe that. But you don't know. You don't know. Oh, look at my neighbors. Oh, there go my brownie. Yeah, I'm on my YouTube channel. I would love for them to. Oh, the cord would be messed up. Yeah, I'm gonna turn it this way and see if they can get a look at this beautiful dog. Oh, I'm sorry. He got the gorgeous shade of brown. I lost it. That's okay. You're fine. It will pop back. Yeah, it'll pop back. But hi. Oh, there you go. Oh, you know, my control. The dog was getting my control of my thing into my mouse, and one piece came off down there somewhere. But he's a huge dog. But he's got a shade of brown that is like mocha chocolate. But it's a beautiful shade of chocolate. And he is so, I think it might be so hyper. And they live a couple doors down. I'm in a and my neighbors next door to me, I thought was here. The neighbors next door to me, they're from India. And I had to crack on somebody one day. They bam, 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 knocking on the door. They had a birthday party. This guy, white guy's out there. You need to keep the noise down. No, you're not. The guy kept apologizing. He said, no, you're not. You're not sorry. You do this every week. You do this every week. So I got tired of it. I opened up my door. I said, you are the one who's disturbed my sleep. I said, how many times did this man have to apologize? Because he's brown. The white man wanted him to kiss ass, and he wanted to lord over him. He's making a fool out of himself at 2:00 in the morning. What's a birthday party? You don't do it every day. Talk about you do this every week and just lie. But for you Trump followers, when Judgment Day, you're going right where he going. Because you glorified this devil. That means you are not of God. You go to church every Sunday all you want to. The devil goes to church. Now, anytime a president of the United States grabs the Bible and holds the cross upside down. See, if you're with the Bible, you honor and you cherish that Bible because it's the word. And when you hold it up or you display it, you want that cross right because you have shown you an upside down cross. Think about it, people. So, getting back to God talking to you, I'm talking to you through him. And I'm enlightening and all other people. But I told everybody about this martial law when those kids were going out there. I said, they're looking for a reason to arrest your kids. And if you go out there, they're going to and cause something that's going to be a reason for them to put you under martial law. The reason why I know this, and I knew about this in the early 1990, it talked about this back then. That's why I keep these little puzzle pieces. So when it comes and I hold on to it, I'm able to connect them, you know, and it talked about that. That's how I was able, when God revealed it to me about this martial law. Yes. Who that?
That's me.
What's up, girl?
Just what's up? What's going on? How did you go to court? You went to court
I
yet?
go to court tomorrow. Yeah. They filed protective services protection against them. This is a girl.
Who found it?
Somebody called the adult protection agency and referred them to me. So they came in here and they proved what I said. So they opened the case.
Oh.
So they're going to be in. And I've been so much down at the mayor's office. I'm on my YouTube video. You want to wave and say hi? You
No, I can't.
Okay. But where were you going?
I'm here to quickly get that thing so you can I put in the confirm for the lady that will keep on going supporting and stuff.
Which one? Which lady is it?
The M-Pot. Remember I told you about?
Lord have mercy. Y'all, I'm gonna go.
Give me 5 minutes. And then you can go back to your.
Yeah, I'm gonna come back to y'all because I said enough. I've been on here for 41 minutes. I'll be back. Love y'all. And you wicked people better get y'all together. In the street. Repent. Come on, why aren't you ending? There you go.
Sorry.